we're on.
Good afternoon, folks.
What's up, people?
Happy,
Okay, so
October 15th.
I'm not even going to say all of that stuff. Okay, we're going to start off. Okay, so I know what the title says. It says some mamdani talk, mamdani, some mamdani talk, some sliwa talk. I'm talking fast because I want to make this a quick one. Some cuamo talk, good one, and hamas Israel breakdown. And I'm going to get to all of that. I swear. We both will. We'll get to like how we feel about that. But we were just talking about the Letitia James, and we were kind of like having a little fun with that. So I'd like to start off with that. That's not even up there. It's kind of consider it a bonus.
It's a bonus. You're gonna have fun too when we finish.
I sound like I just snorted an 8-ball. I'm sorry. Okay, hold on.
You're gonna have fun too with this.
I actually just smoked a joint. I should be like, you can see it in my eyes. Look at that. I look anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so getting back to the subject,
Feeling good.
We were talking about Letitia James and the idiots who think that Trump has something to do with her indictment. Okay, so I just want to run through this real quick, okay? And you can jump in anytime you want. Really quickly, okay? She was indicted by a grand jury.
In New York.
Right, which is the
capital
of Democrats. So, like literally,
New York is full of Democrats.
You have a socialist Democrat running for mayor, and he may win. Okay, that tells you how democratic New York is.
How scary it is.
So the grand jury indicted her. Now you have to realize that these people who are saying that Trump has something to do with the indictment or anything like that. Right. He has nothing to do with it. He has no connection to it whatsoever. He would have to bribe the grand jury, and that's like impossible. Right. Go ahead. You want to go? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying we're going to tell you how it works.
Okay. So here's what happened. So we're in New York, again, the most democratic state probably in the United States, okay?
New York and California.
Right. And you got people saying, well, Trump is lawfare, weaponizing the DOJ, blah, 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 blah. Listen, let me explain something to you. Those people who are saying that hate Trump, and they're New Yorkers. The 12 people on the grand jury also hate Trump. Just as much. Well, let's not say 12. Let's even give you the benefit of doubt and say 7 out of 5. 7 and 5 are good. Okay. Right. So 7 people on that jury hate Trump enough to let her go for any given reason. In other words, she could have turned around and said, like, I gave candy back to a baby. And that would have been okay. They would have just said, you know what? She didn't do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
These 12 people, 7 of them major Democrats, and I'm guessing that. I can't.
Just taking a guess, people.
Decided that this woman's evidence not only met, but exceeded the necessity.
Right. It was enough to indict him.
Okay. So it was more than enough. This has nothing to do with Trump. Now, you got to think about this. If 7 people who hate Trump saw that this woman had a reason to be indicted,
right?
You got to imagine that there's something there. Right. It's not Casper, the friendly ghost.
No. They got to look at it. They got to read everything.
It's written down. It's on applications. It's literally in black and white. Okay.
You too? You're down there too. If you did it, if you're going for all that stuff.
Listen, I have mortgages, and I'm telling you that.
Right.
You can only be. I mean, I'm not going to say people don't screw around a little bit and all of that. It happens. But you've got to know what you're able to get away with. That's something else. I mean,
that's the key.
In my case, I didn't do it. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying if you're a New York representative, politically speaking, you're supposed to live in New York. It's pretty simple. When you're telling someone
you're representing that state, yes.
When you're telling a mortgage company that your primary residence is Virginia, in Virginia, is it Virginia? I'm not even sure. I don't even care enough about her. I just found this to be funny because I don't even care about this. I'm not going to lie to you. Okay, I'm not going to tell you this means so much to me. No, it doesn't mean a damn thing to me. All right, to be perfectly honest,
it doesn't.
But I just find people funny. That's kind of why I wanted to go into this because we were talking about
the people that are on her side.
It's not even in the title.
Right. But the people that are on her side, they were protesting for her.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all Dick Tracy. They all got the evidence.
And to tell you the truth, it's not even like one of them has a piece of evidence. Their whole idea is they hate Trump.
That's it.
And what they're not stopping and thinking is that on that grand jury, there had to be someone who felt like they do.
Right.
Again, you can't be in New York City and throw a stone and not hit somebody who doesn't hate Trump. Okay, it's just the way it is. So if these people,
the law is the law, and the facts are facts, and the evidence is evidence.
If these people unanimously say that she deserves to be looked at, Remember, she's not guilty. She'll get her due process without a doubt.
Right, she's innocent before proven guilty.
And don't forget, she's a lawyer, so
Not
she
like me.
right. So she knows that's true. Anyway, he had an issue at his job with this, with being accused of something that he was exonerated
And
of.
I was guilty before innocent.
Well, anyway, but regardless, if these people unanimously agree that she should be looked into, okay,
They agreed.
you got to turn around and say, all right, maybe there's something there. Okay, so there's two issues with her. One is three issues. I'm sorry, there's three issues. The first issue, she has. I'm going to talk about her building, her investment building.
Right. Okay.
So she has an investment building. I believe it's Brooklyn. I could be wrong. Again, this doesn't really matter to me. I just know the story.
I think you're right, Brooklyn.
She's got an investment building that's 5 stories. So to get a better rate, she claimed it was 4. That's number one lie. Number 2 lie, she said that she's married to her dad.
I was about to say
she's married to her dad in order to get a better rate. Okay. And number 3, she claimed.
How the hell do you do that?
Well, number 3, she claimed that she had residence. She was using, it might be Virginia, it might be Minneapolis. I'm not sure exactly where it is. But she claimed that this other one was her primary residence. She can't do that and then be an AG in New York. It's not possible. Okay. So now other people have turned around and said, oh, well, she explained that. She said her niece was going to live there. That's not your primary residence then. Okay. That's your niece's primary residence. Okay.
That's how it works.
So it's all, no matter how you look at it, it's a lie. And remember, this woman went after Donald Trump on the idea that he overvalued his properties. Now, before we go further with that, banks testified that they would have done business. Right. They would have done business with him again because they got paid every dime they were supposed to get paid. And the transaction went. And he was never late. Went pleasantly. Right. Okay. Never late. No issues. Nope, paid it all off. And as far as being overvalued, she was valuing Mar-a-Lago, which honestly is probably maybe a $1.5 billion estate, give or take. I mean, take a look at it. Go to Google, pull it up, and look at that. Right. And you tell me that's worth $19 million. Because if you can get me that for $19 million, I'll put together the $19 million, take it from you, and then sell it for $1 billion. It's just the dumbest shit going. She hated Trump. She ran on. She campaigned on the idea of getting Trump. And now it's all coming back to her, and she can't handle it.
Right. And that's the only reason why she won, because really, you can't campaign on going after a person.
That's absurd. You can't.
You're an AG for the city.
It's not even that. You campaign on what you can do positively.
Right.
Donald Trump. I'm not worried about walking down an alley and having Donald Trump come out and knife me.
Yeah.
That's like the least of my problems. You know what I'm saying? But I am worried about the guy you just gave cashless bail to.
Right.
I am worried about that.
And that came from, here we are talking about Cuamo. That came from
Cuamo and Bragg.
And
Bragg, yeah.
And Bragg.
Bragg's got to get out, okay? Bragg's got to get out.
Cuomo's got to get out. Don't vote for him.
I'm going to tell you honestly, okay? I can't stand Cuomo. And mamdani, let me tell you, now we'll get to the meat. So let's talk some mamdani, all right? Mamdani is a crook. Okay, look at him, watch him. There's a video of him and AOC. I'm sorry. Right. There's a video of him and AOC talking, and watch how he looks at the camera and never takes his eyes off of it. Now, me and Kerry, every now and then you'll see me turn to Kerry and look at him like that. Exactly. Right. It's a natural thing because we're doing this from a natural perspective. We're just kind of hanging out. You know what I'm saying? We're not doing when he and AOC are on this video. He's just looking at the camera like this. He never takes his face. He's just smiling at it. Right. And when you see somebody doing this with their eyes, they're lying to you. Okay, they are lying to you. This man is more corrupt than Al Capone. All right. Seriously. He just hasn't had a chance to show it. Seriously. That's the only difference. Understand that. Everything he's promising you, he cannot do as mayor. No, he's got a better shot doing it where he's at right now, where he could write a bill or he could write it. He could. And
then you just add it to the Congress,
right? And then have it voted on and all this. Right. That's not what a mayor does. That's not what a mayor does. A mayor controls the city. Okay. In other words, they control our security, they control our budgets and this and that. It's got nothing to do with it. Besides that, now you know what my grandmother used to say. She had a great freaking phrase. Okay, she had 2 of them actually. One was "Show me your friends, and I'll tell you who you are." Right. She said that a lot about you. Anyway, no, I'm just kidding. Anyway. The other thing she said was birds of a feather flock together. Right. Now, there's a guy by the name of Jamal Bowman. Okay. Now, I don't know if you guys remember him. he pulled the
he pulled the fire
right.
alarm.
There you go,
In
and
the
was
building.
censored, and eventually lost his seat.
Right.
Well, I know this man personally. Right, I know him since he's
Put it this way, he broke the law.
probably 9.
Okay.
If
He
you
broke
look
the
up,
law.
wait, if you look up his Wikipedia or whatever it is, you'll see that he lived in the neighborhood. He lived in my building. Okay, absolutely. Actually, I'm sorry. He was absolutely one of the worst people I've ever met. All right, in terms of disrespect, in terms of racism, in terms of just being an overall pain in the
Anti-Semitic,
ass.
you name it, everything.
Okay, he used to bother the guards in the building. He was throwing fireworks. I mean, I can't even tell you. This is going back to when he was like 12. I'm not even joking. I'm sorry, my cat wants his food, so I got to move it over there. Otherwise, he's going to start coming in front of the camera. Anyway, so I'm sorry, buddy. Anyway, so this is like and he obviously he's shown it his true self.
Sure. What he did at the
You know why he pulled the fire alarm was because he was trying to stop a vote
that they weren't going to get.
So his answer wasn't to give a better argument.
Right.
It was to create a dangerous situation where people could have been hurt.
Right.
And that was okay because it would have gotten him what he wanted.
Now listen, we're talking to our viewers here. You're adults, or you're in school, you work in buildings. If you pulled an alarm, what would happen?
People run to the door. They got to get out.
And you get in trouble.
It's not a first off, if it was a drill, you'd know it was a drill.
Right.
So you hear a fire alarm, it's not a drill.
And you'll get arrested.
So now you run. The old phrase, freedom of speech, except you can't yell fire in a movie theater. Well, you actually can, okay? And it depends on how you say it. Like you can turn around and say, my tongue's on fire. You can say that. But you can't say it in a way to cause panic.
Right.
That's what you can't do.
You
can't create a situation that's dangerous for the general public around you.
This is what this man did.
It's no different than if you're a nuisance or if you're, like a volume charge or something like that. Anyway.
You committed a crime when you think about it, doing that. You can't do that.
All I'm going to ask you guys, okay, if you're thinking about voting mamdani, if you're even thinking about it, okay, is to look up Kansas first and check out what happened with their
they tried to go socialist
with their grocery stores and stuff.
Right.
The other thing I would just ask you to do is to watch him. Really watch him. He's slime.
About the videos he does in his halal show.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean that's kind of another thing. He's basically, I'm going to say this, he's Ralph Cramden, okay, in a lot of ways. And what I mean by that is he looks to the next thing that could possibly make him rich, his next get-rich-quick scheme. So for a while it was rap. Then it was something else. I forget what it was. And now it's politics. And the thing about politics is that, like rap and the other thing doesn't have any sort of touch to, is that politics affects other people. And it affects their lives, and it can create a very dangerous situation for them, and it can create a very poor situation for them.
All you gotta do is look up Kansas. I'm telling you, look at the food on the shelves. There's none.
I want to put it this way: think back, go back 5 mayors. Okay, go back. I think that's right around Koch or something like that.
Oh, hey, Koch from the 70s.
Right. And you had like Bloomberg, you had like
Giuliani, Jenkins,
and then who's the other guy? De Blasio, and you had.
Now Adams.
Right, and Adams. So I went actually a little further. Okay, so but regardless, now let's go back to
Lindsay before that.
Yeah, well, Lindsay was Koch was the last good Democrat. Okay,
right.
Bloomberg comes in second on that, but Bloomberg was too worried about everybody else. He was too worried about
in his second term. Yes,
he was too worried about the crap shit like sodas and stuff like that.
Right, candy.
He should have worried more. Listen, no matter how safe the city is, it can always be safer. So don't worry about me drinking a Coke. Worry about me getting mugged while I'm buying a Coke. I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying, I guess.
Yeah, well, if I'm sitting outside drinking a Coke,
I don't want to get mugged. Exactly. I don't want somebody coming along stealing my Coke. Anyway, stealing my Coke. Anyway.
Right, you can take my bite, you can take my bag, you touch
my Coke. Anyway, actually, I'm a Pepsi guy. I can't lie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he would be the second. But what I want to put to you is like this. If you remember before Giuliani came in, now Giuliani was the last Republican mayor. Okay. So before
Jenkins was the mayor before him.
Right. We had Crown Heights.
Oh, Jesus.
We had
crime all over.
If you tried to walk down 42nd Street, you were guaranteed to be mugged. Guaranteed. And if you weren't being mugged, you were going to be approached by a hooker, or you were going to be bothered by some sort of homeless guy or this.
Right.
Giuliani got in there, and that became the
That
theater
was it.
district.
Right.
He put up a ticketron.
Right.
He put up,
Right.
and it was safe as could be.
Right.
And the whole city became safe.
Right.
That's the difference between a Republican
And the Democrat.
and a Democrat. And let me explain to you what the difference is, because people go, oh, well, but those Republicans are always pigs, blah, blah, blah. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you what the difference is, okay? It's a very simple difference. When you fuck up under a Democrat and you commit a crime, you may never even see the inside of a cell. You fuck up under a Republican, and you're going to be in that cell a little while, and it's going to make you think twice. And it's called peace through strength. They took away cash. They initiated cashless bail. It's the dumbest thing. You might as well it's just easier to say there's no bail, because the only reason you have bail, the actual purpose of bail, is that you put up enough cash that it's a deterrent for you not to come back. So here, think of it like this. Let's say I'm going hyperbolic on this, okay? Just so I could really bring the point home. Let's say you got arrested, and I say to you, okay, I'm going to let you out because you got to go to work. You got to go to work. I don't want you losing your job, but you got to leave your kid with me. You got to leave your kid with me, and when you come back at 6 o'clock, I'll give your kid to your wife or your husband or whatever, and I'll take great care of your kid. I swear. You can have. I'll even hire a nanny to sit with the kid.
Yeah.
So you don't got to worry about me doing anything or anything like that.
That's the whole idea.
I'll even put her in a daycare where she's not even with me. So you can't even say that you're worried. Although I take great care of kids. Anyway, but that's besides the point.
Definitely.
I'll even do that. But at 6 o'clock, I'll give her back. Are you coming back? Of course you are. Now you get in trouble. You get arrested. And I go, listen. Don't worry about it. Just do me a favor, will you? Come back at 6 o'clock, please. And you leave.
Yeah, is that person going to come back?
I got a 10% chance that you're coming back. I got a 10% chance, man. And that's only if your charge is for jaywalking. Because if your charge is for murder or your charge is for theft or anything like that, you ain't coming back.
You ain't coming back.
You ain't coming back. Especially if you're an illegal.
And that's what that is.
Especially if you're an illegal. If you're an illegal, I don't even have the means to find you.
Right. See?
So
this is why we can't vote for these people.
The purpose of cash in a bail situation
is to hold that person.
Is to bail you out momentarily and take your place until you come back. And then we give the cash back. And now it's no longer ours. But if you don't come back, we keep the cash. If we let you out on cashless bail, we have nothing to hold you with. There's no reason for you to come back.
Right. Now, how stupid is that?
It's the same thing as with the gun laws we did with Sal. Okay. The only people who are affected by laws, any law, are the people who follow laws.
You follow the law. That's right.
So you go ahead and make laws harder. It's not going to affect crime one bit. And if you think you're going to save some school from being shot up, you're not, because guns can be gotten anywhere. Check out your borders. Thank God Trump is in office, because they're probably, maybe 1.1% is coming across as what was coming across the past 5 years. But that's the facts. Right. Okay, so I don't know.
Criminals got the guns here. Criminals got the guns. So what do you think?
Listen, I'm an idiot, all right? But as much of an idiot as I am, I know not to vote for mamdani. So I hope you're not as much of an idiot as I am.
Don't vote for mamdani
better than I do.
Or Cuomo.
Please don't vote for mamdani. Please. I've lived in New York City all my life.
Yeah.
And I can't thank you enough to not vote mamdani. I love this city. And I want it to stay
a beautiful place,
this city,
it is.
But better.
We need to get better with the crime. We need to get stronger with the police out there. We do. This is ridiculous. Yeah,
so we're gonna get hats that says Manike, make New York City great again. Manika makes New York City
great again. It's true though. I mean,
NYCGA.
Manike under De Blasio and Adams.
I wonder if that means something in some language. Manike. He wants to jump up on. My cat's going to jump up on Kerry any second. Hold on, let me help him. All right, hold on. This boy's like fucking 14 years old, so he kind of has a problem. I love my animals. That's Booger.
But you cannot vote for mamdani.
That's my snotty little booger. Come
Actually,
here.
we're
Come on.
going to tell you now
Come
to
on.
vote for Curtis Sliwa.
Yeah, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Here's my little boy. There's my guy.
Curtis
I loved
Sliwa.
it. No, look up here. Look up here. Look up. Look. Right there. There you go. That's my snotty kid. He's got an allergy, so he really is snotty. I call him that because that's like from Revenge of the Nerds, is it?
Yeah.
With Snotty.
Yeah, Booger.
Part 4.
Booger.
No, Snotty was the Chinese guy.
Yeah, he was a Chinese guy. Yeah. He was
Anyway,
funny.
so Booger, his real name is Brooklyn, but we always called him Booger. He used to do something when I sang. When I would sing, he'd put his head down on the and like he was just really cute. Anyway, so let's get to some sliwa now. Do you want to do Cuomo or Slimo? You do Slimo.
Don't vote for mamdani or Cuomo.
Cuomo. Now here's the deal with Cuomo. Okay, if you got
When he was governor,
the bad thing about this is Cuomo is going to take away from Sliwa, and that's not really good because that'll put mamdani in.
when Cuomo was governor, he did this with the cash, whatever. And when we had the COVID,
Yeah,
he put
the elderly put
them in nursing homes, and really the people got sick and died.
Yeah.
He's not.
He also overdid the lockups. The mask mandates.
Everything, man. Everything. There's your fascists and there's your kings.
Yeah, he's just his whole family is very corrupt. They're very gangster. They're very like mafia type gangster.
Yeah, you can't vote for him because he's a crook too.
Yeah, it's
okay.
Not,
I mean, when he was governor, he was part with his. As a matter of fact, his partner went to jail because of that Buffalo deal. So
well, look what happened to him.
He had something to do with it.
Look at what happened to him. Hochul had to take over for him.
Yeah.
As governor.
Sexual harassment.
Yeah.
All the women. So this is not the people you want as mayor.
This is a guy who believes that his name should be in politics forever because his dad was there, and I'm really surprised Chris Cuomo isn't running for something at this point.
Right.
But regardless, okay, so let's get away.
First off, keep running.
Please stay away from Cuomo. Don't vote for him. Don't vote for mamdani, please.
Now we're going to tell you why Sliwa.
And now let me explain to you. Now, so Sliwa. Now I go a long way back with Sliwa.
Right, 70s.
Oh, a long way back.
Guardian Angels. We met them.
And his wife Lisa.
Thank you.
That was his original wife, Lisa.
His first wife.
What's her name? No. But she's actually
Oh, what's her name now? Yeah.
Hold on. She's on a news. She's a broadcast journalist. Lisa Evers. That's it. Lisa Evers. That's Curtis Sliwa's first wife. She was back with him with the Guardian Angels, and
we met them back then.
Yeah, they were awesome people.
They were in the subway with us.
They were awesome people.
Yeah.
And the thing about the Guardian Angels is they were never tough guys. Okay, and he made sure that like. They walked around and they had an air about them that if you were a bad person, you got a bad feeling because you knew you shouldn't do what you were going to do.
Right.
And if you were a good person, you got a good feeling because you knew there was somebody there to help you.
Right.
Right. And it was at a time when things were really kind of crazy.
Right. 70.
Not a joke. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It got bad. That was where Lindsay and then Cox came.
Yeah. And you had a lot of like racial stuff going on. Mm-hmm. You had a lot of. Mm-hmm. And the one thing about the Guardian Angels is they were a huge mixture
of everything.
Of everybody.
White, black, Hispanic, and Asian.
The one thing I can promise you about Curtis Sliwa is he doesn't have a racial bone in his body.
Nope.
Okay. And I mean this. I can tell when people have those type of feelings, and believe it or not, a lot of the times the people who overplay the idea of not having racism are your biggest racists. They just go the other way. Racism isn't always about a bad thing. Racism could also be about treating somebody good. So example being, and I can give you a great example of that, is this diversity, equity, and inclusion thing. If I see an African-American gentleman and I give him more of an advantage over a Caucasian or a Latin gentleman, right? What I'm actually saying is he needs my help. He's not as good as those other two. Instead of me treating them all the same, I'm saying he needs my help. So what am I saying? I'm saying he's a child. He can't do it. It's same thing with the Latin. If I turn around to the Latin and I say to the Latin, let me give him a little extra push. I'm now saying he's not good enough. Same thing with the white. I'm saying. But now, when it gets to the white, the difference is they'll be telling me I'm playing favorites. When I'm, I'm playing favorites on all of them.
Right.
But when I do it for the African American guy, I'm being equitable. When I do it for the Latin guy, I'm being diverse. But for some reason, when I do it with the white guy, I'm not inclusive. You figure it out.
But,
anyway,
we know Curtis a while back, and he's
he's always been a great
listen,
guy.
We got too much crime in this city. I mean, it's just unbearable. I mean, broad daylight. They're robbing your bikes. They're robbing your.
I just had my scooter stolen. I went into a store.
I was had my bike stolen, right?
I went into a store for 7.5 minutes, I'll say, tops, at 3:15 in the afternoon on 2nd Avenue and 92nd Street and 93rd Street. I bought 4 bottles of soda, waited online. The debit machine was down. So I had to wait a few seconds longer. And it's funny because I had a feeling, because I said to the owner, I know the owner, I said, can I just pay this tomorrow morning? And he was like, I really can't do that. So I said, all right, not a sweat, I'll wait it out. I went outside and my scooter was gone. It was that simple. The guy walked up to, we have it on video. We have a video of it.
It's terrible.
He walks up to it, he takes like a little piece of plastic, sticks it in a lock, twists it, and the lock opens up. So I call the cops to go make a report, right? And I said, this guy's really good. You know, like I got it on video. You know, I'd like to make a report. He goes, it's a waste of time reporting. He said, you'll have to come down here. You'll be here for about 3-4 hours. He said, we're not going to be able to do anything anyway. So he said, and the guy's not that good. I said, you don't understand. He walked up to it. He had it open within a second. He goes, he watches YouTube. He said, you can find out how to do all that shit on YouTube. Guess what? He was right, because I looked it up and it's there. But that's where we're at.
But this is where we're at. I mean, listen, every woman is in danger
That's
in
New York City right now.
If you really think about it, they're being attacked. I mean, this is where we're at. So we need someone who's going to get the police more. And we need to get rid of this crime.
So we took out a Mayor de Blasio, who was Democrat.
Oh my God!
We lost $800 million that was supposed to go to homeless and mental.
Oh right, 800 million, almost $1 billion something.
Yeah. It's actually in the end
1 point something billion.
I was going to get to that. If you take all of what I'm specifically talking about one situation,
right.
And I'll explain that in a second. But if you took all of the missing cash during his tenure, his terms, it comes out to be like 1.6 billion. But what happened was his wife, I can't remember her name because it's a funny name. Something I can't remember. Is that it? Charmaine. That's it. I think Charmaine. Okay. Anyway, so
it was weird.
So he gave his wife a specific task of aiding the homeless and mentally unstable.
The mental, right.
And with that, he gave her $800 million. They can't find a dime of it. They don't know where it went. It just disappeared.
You know where the mental people went?
They're still exactly where they went. Not one thing was done. Not so much as a hotel room that was rented. Okay, so that's your mayor. Okay, and that's your Democratic mayor. Now we move forward. We got Adams.
After him.
Adams has had how many? I don't want to say indictments, but accusations already of fraud, of campaign fraud, of
money laundering,
of accepting gifts
from other countries.
And look at the city. Look at the city from how many terms did de Blasio have? 2 or 3? 2. Okay,
8 years of him.
So 8 years of him and 4 years of Adams, who was a police officer. This guy was a subway police officer, and a high-ranking one. Okay, a high-ranking one at that.
Right.
So you have 12 years of Democratic.
Still under his watch, we had a lot of crime.
12 years of Democrats. Okay, 12 years coming off a Giuliani term, where Giuliani revamped the entire city to where it would you could walk around at 3:00 in the morning in the middle of a park and you were safe. Okay,
that's correct.
So after that, and the city was phenomenal. It's just like what happened with Biden. Biden should have just walked in and went to sleep for the 4 years, and the country would be amazing. But that's besides the point. Giuliani had everything set up, but the Democrats can't leave well enough alone. They can't turn around and say, "Oh shit, he got it right. Let's just keep going that way." Can't do that. They got to go, he's a Republican. He's wrong. We got to change everything. It's stupid. Mm-hmm. It's stupid. My grandmother would say it's like cutting off your nose to spite your face.
You made a point before. We cleaned up the streets. Now, what you're saying about prostitution, they're all over, right?
Yep.
Guess what? They're back.
They're everywhere.
They're back everywhere.
Yeah.
And Well, I mean, and like you said, families complain because they have to walk their kids to
I
school.
want to say something first. I want to say something about this first.
What do you say?
I have no
garbage all over the streets. I'm sorry, disgusting.
I have no issue
Right.
if two people want to get together and
right,
and
go
and exchange
indoors,
cash or whatever, but it should be regulated. That's the only thing I will say is it should be regulated.
and go indoors.
That you should have to have like tests and stuff like that done because there's a lot of diseases and stuff out there you don't want to pick up. But I think it should be a regulated industry. You're not going to be able to stop it. There's certain things. It's they call it the oldest profession for a reason.
Right.
Okay, because you can't stop it. And it's not just that. If you were just talking about cash, but it's not.
Right.
You've got other forms of drugs and this and that.
Right.
Then you've got the beatings and stuff going on and the abuse. If it was regulated, that could all be controlled. That could all be controlled.
Right.
Watch Little Whorehouse in Texas. It's great. You'll get the idea of what I'm talking about.
No, but really, because it is the
best Little
oldest
Whorehouse in
right.
Texas.
It's the oldest profession. Dolly Parton.
Right.
The oldest.
Dom DeLuise.
Yeah, the oldest profession in the world. Seriously. But you regulate it and keep it clean and keep them inside.
Okay, but now let's get back to what we were talking about. So anyway,
but this is what the Democrats have done to our city.
The closest you're going to get, and believe it or not, I know this is going to sound crazy, but he may end up being better than Giuliani, is Sliwa. Sliwa cares about the crime rate in the city. He cares. There's never been a point.
Garbage and all the bullshit that's out there too.
Let me put it this way: there's never been a point where he's badmouthed the city.
Nope.
Period.
No.
And let me tell you, at times
he grew up in New York.
At times the city treated him like shit. Okay, and I'm telling you, he never turned his back on the city.
Nope.
Even now, like the city's getting in bad shape. Before he started running,
he
put together his what's the Guardian Angels again, and started riding the trains. And the reason he's doing this isn't because this was a lifelong dream.
Right.
Okay, he's not looking to get rich.
Right.
Okay, that's the last thing he cares about.
Right.
That's what you need. Right. That's what you need in a political, candidate. Is right now mamdani's only focus is how much money can I make, and that's the same thing with Jamal Bowman. Exactly, how much money can I make?
That's all the Democrats are.
That's all it is.
That's all they want.
And
they don't care about you or the city.
Listen, Cuomo, what he's trying to do is he wants to reignite his name. His name is mud right now. Okay,
what he did, right?
Yeah, and
he's a crook.
He feels like he did something bad to his dad. Okay, to his dad's legacy, and that's what he's about. He's hurt because somebody took his seat away.
His ego.
They literally took him out of office.
Right, because he has so
and
many
he's got to somehow put a
right.
Band-Aid on that.
Right.
And that's what this run is, a Band-Aid.
Right.
All right. And I'm telling you, Sliwa loves the city. He's never left the city. He's never turned his back on the city. He's never badmouthed the city.
No.
He's never said anything but positive stuff about the city.
4 years ago when he lost to Adams, he got beat.
And I defy you. Wait, I defy you one thing. Please, I want you to call me on this shit. Go to YouTube and find him being nasty to one person, anybody. I guarantee you can't.
Right, you can't.
I tried. You can't do it. Because I wanted to prepare myself before
I vote.
No, just before I did this shit. The voting, I'm already done. I don't need to do it.
I mean,
I already know what I'm doing now.
But you focus.
But I want to know when I say this to someone, it's true. The only people you'll see him nasty with is people who are doing the wrong thing. So in other words, if he might be standing up for somebody, like maybe a woman or something is being yelled at or whatever, you might see him do that. But you will never see him be blatantly nasty to anyone.
Because he's not a mean guy.
It's not who he is.
Listen,
it's not who he is. He's a nice guy. And I'll go you one. I'll even give in to you that he doesn't have a political background, but he does have a business background to some degree. And that's better than this socialist. This socialist is a rapper. You ever see what a rapper does with their money? You ever see? It's that's all he is. Okay. And like someone turns around to me and goes, well, it's a Muslim thing. No, let me tell you something. He's not a Muslim. Muslims generally don't rap. They generally don't rap. I'm sorry. It's not something that's done in their community.
They only got themselves up in their corner.
Maybe that rap, but I'm saying they don't musically rap. Okay. I mean, maybe there's 2 or 3 on the face of the earth, but the odds of those 2 or 3 going into politics, you got to look at what the subjects are that he's doing. Music. Okay, so that's a quick way to make money. Politics, a quick way to make money. I wish I could remember the other one. I can't think of it, but it'll pop off when I hit end recording.
You got an outro.
Okay, so now let's get to the Hamas breakdown, the Hamas Israel break. I think I'm good with. You got anything else to say about that?
So we just want you to go vote next month. And
yes, please.
Vote for
please.
Curtis Sliwa.
And listen,
if you want your city safe and you want to walk the streets again, like my brother here just said, New York, we love it. It's a beautiful city. It's a beautiful city.
And listen, and if you got kids who are Gen Xers or younger or whatever, talk to them. I know it's going to be hard, and I know you're like, you really dread what I'm saying here, and I get it because I'm in that situation.
We're in a situation.
But I had to explain to my kids, because they're voting age now. I had to explain to them. I said, listen, I need you to vote for Sliwa. I need this.
Right.
This
is my three kids.
I don't ask you for anything. I don't charge you rent.
Right.
I pay for your food.
Just vote
I take care of you very, very well.
I told them the same thing.
And I said, listen, you got to do me one favor. I didn't ask you to vote for Trump. I didn't, because Trump. Listen, it wasn't so existential, and I never use that word. You try to find me, I never use that word. But him versus Biden wasn't existential to me. It wasn't our existence on the line. Okay,
right.
Mamdani, our existence is on the line.
And Cuamo.
Okay,
both of them.
Even
in this city.
I can't even. I'm not going to say. Cuomo's just going to keep the city going on the same track it's going. If you like that,
right.
hey, what can I tell you? The only thing you're doing is you're going to put mamdani in. Okay, if you vote for Cuomo, that's the only thing I'm saying. Listen. I would have no issue if it was Cuomo versus Sliwa. I don't care who wins really in that case. Okay, I can't stand Cuomo. Not that I don't care. I'm saying that wrong. I would want Sliwa for the benefit of the city, but I wouldn't be worried if Cuomo won because he's not looking to.
No. He's gonna, like you said.
He's not looking to change the world for us around here. Mamdani's looking to turn us into a third world country. Look up Venezuela, see what happened to them, see how much money they had, see how they went into socialism, and see what happened and where they're at now. That's all I can tell you. Socialism has never worked anywhere. And the reason it doesn't work is it stops meritocracy. And what I mean by that is if everyone is getting the equal amount, there is no point in trying to do better. So why would I invent something? Right? Example, let's say I could invent something that could make somebody walk again. Okay, a quadriplegic walk again. Why would I do it if I've got to give my money to the government? It doesn't make sense.
And that's what he's going to do.
Why would I figure out how to heal somebody as a doctor and go to the next step? If I'm not getting anything special.
Right.
The whole point of becoming an optical surgeon who can restore eyesight is because you have an altruistic idea that you want to help this person, but you're not going to spend 7 months of 20-hour-a-day reading of books and researching on the internet and stuff to find out how every neuro application of the eye movement is set up in order to heal this person. If you're going to get the same check every goddamn week, you might as well go become a delivery boy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easier work. There's nothing on the line. Why would you become a heart surgeon? Every patient is on the line.
You'll never recognize your city again.
I'm telling you. So anyway, Sliwa wants the city correct, and I can't. So I was saying. So explain to your kids. Show them what the grocery store in Kansas looks like.
Right. Just look that up.
And ask them if they like eating. That's all I can tell you.
Government-run grocery store.
It doesn't work.
He tells you what you can eat.
And here's the thing about it. The person who controls it becomes corrupt because they have, like example being, let's say I control produce in New York City, right?
It's fucking crazy.
So I can turn around and send bad produce to this neighborhood and then turn around to my friend who owns the Maserati dealer and say, listen, every week I'll make sure you get fresh fruits and vegetables. Have a Maserati drop off.
That's government run.
Listen, so power corrupts. But absolute power absolutely always corrupts. Once you have that type of that hold, and you know that you can pretty much listen. You want meat? Maybe you want to drop off that boat over in my thing for me, and I'll make sure the meat's there. You can't help it. You would have to be Jesus Christ himself not to be affected on that level.
That's what they do.
Okay, so when you get into the socialist shit, you have to understand that This is going to be something that's happening all the time. So
all the time.
with everything that you have, from paper goods, literally you'll be getting like the worst paper towel that like you go to rip it rips before the
How about the toilet
preparations.
paper you wipe your ass?
Right, and
Good
you
luck with that.
know who's going to be getting the good shit? All of the people who can afford to pay this guy off. So you're just creating more of a corrupt system.
That's what socialism.
That's what socialism, and that's why it never works. If people had integrity, I'm being really honest. If people had integrity and could actually follow the rule of socialism and accept that they're going to get what they're going to get, and that's it.
Right.
If they could do that, you might work. You might work, but the odds on that are like 83 gazillion to 1. Because you talk about a city of like, what do we have? 8 million, 9 million people, something like that.
8 million right here. Maybe
8
more
9
now.
million people.
Could be
And
more.
You
So
think,
many people
you think
came.
they're all going to have integrity enough to just accept that they're only supposed to get one loaf of bread? How many robberies do you think there's going to be for a piece of steak?
New York's gonna be a wild, wild west.
Enjoy it. If you vote mamdani, enjoy it. That's all I can tell you. That's all I can tell you. Okay, so let's talk hamas breakdown now.
But we're just telling you, sliwa, thank you very much.
Yes, listen, Curtis, I'm behind you. I'll tout the words for you as much as possible.
Spread the word, boy.
I've followed you since the 70s. I remember you being on Howard Stern. I remember you being on WABC. I remember you always being a New York guy, and I commend you for that. And what that tells me is you care about New York, and thank you. Thank you for running and at least giving us a viable candidate that has New York's best interests at heart.
Please, all viewers.
Please.
November 4th.
Okay, so Hamas Israel breakdown now. Okay, so what are we talking about here?
Well, it was a terrible war for the last, 2 years? 2 years? It's been 2 years now.
Right.
Since October 7th.
So you've seen that Biden has come out and taken some credit for it, right?
Yo.
I'd like to congratulate the Trump administration for completing a situation that the Biden admin had set up. And no. The only thing the Biden administration did was create the war.
They caused the war.
Okay. The way the war was created, I want to make this clear for everybody, okay? So I'm going to run through this.
Like the Hamas war.
Well, yeah, but I'm going to go through the idea, the way I was talking to you before, the way I told you about, what you need for war. So when it comes to war, you don't need people, you don't need soldiers, you don't need weapons, you don't need plans, you don't need any of that stuff. You need one thing.
Guess what it is?
Gotta tell them.
Money.
That's right, money. When Trump, now, if you remember, so far for the past how many presidents, Russia has invaded Crimea, Ukraine.
Obama?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna go through it. I don't want to waste the time because we're up.
Bush, Georgia. Right.
So there's only one president he didn't do it under.
Donald J. Trump.
Now, why didn't he do it under Trump? Now, I'm not. Listen, I could turn around.
From 2016.
Wait, I could be really bravado. I could give a lot of bravado and say, well, he saw Iran. When Iraq, who was did he bomb initially with the mother of all bombs? Was it Iran or Iraq?
Yeah,
but one of them two.
Iran.
Iran. Okay, so he saw what happened with Iran, and I could do that. I could definitely do that, but that's not the truth. And I don't tell you guys anything but the truth when it comes to this shit. The reason that he couldn't do it was because Trump opened up our pipelines, created gas, created oil, created all of this stuff, and closed his. So that put him at about a $40 billion a day loss.
Right, Biden closed.
Wait, don't get to Biden yet. I'm talking about Trump. So that closed him off. So now he was missing out on $40 billion a day, give or take. I don't do his taxes, so I don't know.
But just think about it. All right.
But he was literally going broke. And without that money, you can't create a war. When you have money, you can buy soldiers, you can buy weapons, and you can buy plans.
Right.
You can do all of that stuff. Without money, you can't do any of it. And that's what stopped him from
in that 4 years.
In 4 years.
It
had nothing to do with fear. It had nothing to do with if he had the money, he would have done it. But Trump was smart enough to take what he needed to do it away.
Right.
It's kind of like if you have an arsonist and you take his matches away, can't do anything. He can imagine, but that's as far as it's going to go.
That's right.
So anyway, so that's what happened there.
Right.
Now you want to talk what happened with Biden? What did Biden do?
Well, Biden shut down all pipelines, opened up
Nord Stream,
which for Russia, Germany, everybody. So now Putin's making
40
billions
billion,
again.
Billions.
And guess what? He went into Ukraine.
Next step was hit Ukraine while I got the money. Bingo. And that's what started the war. So Joe Biden, inadvertently, I think, because I don't know if I can't say he meant to do it.
With the Hamas, you see, same thing. He, with Iran, gave them money. And what did Iran do?
Right, they backed
Hamas. And Hamas went in October 7th.
Which proves my point that it takes money. That's kind of my whole point.
Think about it. Nothing happened under Trump's first term. Not even Hamas went after Israel.
Except the only thing that happened under Trump's first term is our gas prices went down below what you would ever imagine them to be. Okay? And that tells you what he was using to stifle them.
Right.
He was using...
Iran was broke.
Yep.
Russia was broke. That's why nothing happened. Once Biden came along and undid that, gave Iran the money, what happened? October 7th?
If Biden had just shown up...
And he went into Ukraine.
What day does he take over? What is it? What, January 7th or something?
January 20th.
20th, okay. So if he had shown up on January 20th in his bathing suit, got into Air Force One and went to Costa Rica and stayed there for 4 years, this country would have been in better shape. The country was running on its own. It was literally running on its own.
Nobody was messing.
And he went in there and started fucking with switches.
And look what happened. The Ukraine war in Ukraine. Hamas went into Israel.
Dude.
And actually,
is this
right? And there was more going on in the Middle East. And President Trump just stopped 8 wars.
But
that could have started under Biden.
You know what gets me the most?
Because they were going under Biden.
Honestly, what gets me the most is I'm watching TV and I'm watching the protesters. And,
they
honestly, out of the protesters, let's say out of every 10, at a protest, okay, 2 of them are there because they really believe what they're saying. They're not brilliant, but they really believe what they're saying.
They're not brilliant. No.
3 of them so now we're at 5. So that makes 5, 2 and 3. 3 of them are there because they're just kind of like lonely and they want to fit in somewhere. You know what I mean? So they're like just kind of along for the ride. It makes them feel social. The other 5 are paid. And I'll tell you how I know this. Because these interviewers asked them, well, now that they're free, they have the free Palestine and stuff. He goes, well, now that they're free, what are you going to do? She's like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do for work. The way you can tell, I swear to God, best, man. I'm not kidding. The way you can tell, okay, which are which.
But it's true. They stopped the war.
So the first 2 that actually follow this will know the answer to this. But they won't be saying it. That's the difference. So you'll hear somebody go, from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free or something like that.
Right.
So the first 2 will know that phrase, but won't be saying it because they understand what it is and what it means.
But you asked the other protesters.
Well, let's stay on this 1 minute, okay? So what it is it's really about genocide of Israel, of Jews between the river and the sea. And they understand that that's not really, if you're serious about these subjects and stuff, you don't take it to a hyperbolic situation because you really want to change something. And if you get hyperbolic, people stop listening to you. All right, because you just sound like an idiot. So those first 2 know it, don't say it, but know it. The next 3 will say it, and the next 5 will say it. But the next 3 are saying it because they want to feel included. It's kind of like that 99 bottles of beer on the wall, and everybody starts joining in. That's the next 3. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And the last 5 have to do it because it's their job, all right, because they're getting paid to protest. So they got to create some action. Then you turn around to these last 8, not the first 2, the last 8. And you say, what river to what sea? They got no idea. They got no idea, okay? Sure. I could be wrong, but I think it's the Jordan and Mediterranean, if I'm right. But I don't really care because it's not a phrase I give 2 shits about. But they don't know the river to the sea, and they don't know. Then you ask them, well, what does it mean? Well, it means that we want to free Palestine. No. You have no idea what it means. It's like who was that guy that used to do the words? And Noam Crosby. Noam Crosby used to make up words as he would talk. So he'd say like my libidobotomitation of the Panubio, and he would just come up with these different words that were just funny, I mean, he was a comic. He was great. If you get a chance, look him up. That's kind of what they do. And they just kind of make shit up along the way.
Because they don't know what they're protesting about. Seriously, if you watch some of those videos, they interview them and they go, I don't know.
Then when you tell them, like I've seen this a few times, actually, in a couple of interviews, and I love this. This is my favorite part. The interviewer tells them what it means and then ask them, do you really feel that way? And they'll go, no. What?
It's true, right? You're right.
So why don't you stand out there and say, plunge a knife in my heart? And you're going to wait for somebody to turn around and say, do you feel that way? I'm sorry. It's just,
No, but it's true.
I don't mean to make that as a joke.
I have no idea what they're Hey, like I was going with the opposite by Fox News to protesters every Tuesday, right? They don't know what the fuck. I said to them one time, prove me wrong. I got called a fascist.
Yeah.
Okay.
That really proved them wrong.
I proved me wrong. I said, prove me wrong. They couldn't prove me wrong. They just kept saying, okay, we're going to stay here so that none of my people here will harass you. Well, what are you going to harass me for? I'm asking you, prove me wrong.
Yeah, that's, see, here's the deal. I'm going to be really honest.
They don't know what they're saying.
Okay, so we're pretty much done, right? Because I want to say something here. So here's the difference, okay? I'm going to explain to you the difference between a Democrat and a Republican in a nutshell. A Democrat wishes nothing but death on Donald Trump. Nothing but death.
And his supporters.
Right, and his supporters as well. But no, Trump, they like...
they'd be happy.
They would be out partying in the streets.
That's how sad.
As much as I hate what Joe Biden did to this country,
and Obama,
I never want any human being to go through what he's going to go through in terms of cancer and dementia and stuff. I feel horrible for the man. Okay, and what's worse is Jill. I feel sorry that he has Jill to deal with during this because she's going to be a pain in the ass. But I feel bad for this man.
4 years.
Now, if this was Jeffrey Dahmer, and he got cancer, dementia, I'd be like, fantastic. He killed people,
Killed people, ate them.
But now I want to get to something called TDS. If you're not familiar with that, it's called Trump Derangement Syndrome. And I'm going to give you an example of it right now.
These people got it so bad.
This man, Donald Trump, in the past 8 months, has solved 8 skirmishes throughout the globe. Okay, and
10 months already since January.
Yeah, but okay, so
let's
say 10 months. I'll even say 10. But I'm saying he started them like around the 3rd month.
Less than a year.
Less than a year. That's fair. So in less than a year, he's squashed 8 squirmels between different countries and stuff. I'm not even calling them wars because I don't want somebody to go, oh, it wasn't 8 wars. It was okay. So there were wars in there. Probably like 4 wars, but 8 skirmishes where people weren't getting along with other people.
No,
and got them to work together.
Right, because it could have been World War III in the Middle East.
Now, by doing this, you have to stop and think that there were probably somewhere, and I'm being low on this, of about 500,000 people a week getting killed in these 8 skirmishes. Like some of them were in India, Pakistan,
India,
was Congo, was
you got the.
I mean,
Armenia.
I can't even say some of the names.
Armenia,
I'm sorry.
Right.
Anyway,
if you look it up, it shows you.
Yeah, if you look it up, it's there. Just Google what countries did
Congo.
Congo.
Yeah.
So you say 500,000 people a week. I'm being conservative in that number.
Butchered.
Okay, being totally annihilated off the face of the earth. This man stopped that. He's saving 500,000 people a week, and you're comparing him to Hitler, who killed 6 million people.
Pretty much every day.
And he's saving civilians. He's saving soldiers. How can you not turn around and say, you know what? I hate them. Even if he did it this way, you know what? I hate him. I absolutely can't stand him. But
he's doing a good job.
The fact that he was able to do this, it's a good thing he was in there because no one else could seem to do this. That's integrity. That's integrity. If you don't have integrity, I can't.
Let me tell you something. What the Democratic Party did over the last since he started coming down the escalator in 2015.
Oh yeah.
They started where Democrats you just hate everything. Like they become dehumanized. That's the word I'm looking for. They're not human. Just a while ago, Charlie Kirk was assassinated. People celebrated. How Where is your
Okay,
human?
wait, no, hold on. See, now you said that. Now I got to go into something else.
No, because
Okay, so
they become dehumanized.
does everybody remember the famous grab him by the pussy with Billy? What's his face? Billy Bush.
Billy Bush.
Do you all remember that?
Yeah, what a name, right? Grab by the pussy and Bush.
Right.
Billy
Okay,
Bush.
so this week, did anybody watch anything or view anything on a guy named Jones?
Yes.
Okay, do you know what Jones said? Jones said he wishes that a political figure would have to hold their children while they were being shot in order for them to understand the pain that the Democratic parties feel. There were other things besides that.
Democratic Party has become.
Now, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna. Now I'm not a woman, so you understand that. But if you said to me, if somebody said,
"No, we're not,"
grab them by the pussy, or if they want to see somebody's kids shot in their arms, which is worse? I think I got to go with the kids. I correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got to go with 2 kids being shot.
You know why?
This person had 2 kids.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Being shot in the head. I think he's stressed in the head.
He
by the
said,
way,
"Hey, yes, he did. I know who you're talking
I think
about."
he said in the head. I'm almost positive, but I wouldn't say that. Just shot.
Just shot.
But Trump said, "Grab him by the pussy." Grab him by the pussy was out now 12 years. 12 years. This is probably the 8th or 9th
People
year.
said that shit while we were growing up.
No, but wait. So 2016 till now, they're still talking about grab. You'll still see it
It's
every now
almost
and then.
10 years now.
How many of you heard about what this guy said? And if you don't believe me, please look it up. How many of you heard about this guy wishing that there was a second bullet that was for the Speaker of the House? That was the other thing he said. So he wanted to shoot the Speaker of the House and then have his wife hold the kids while they got shot in the head so she could understand. Look it up.
Now you tell me this thing.
And you know what? Wait. One more thing. Just one real quick thing. Yet not one Democrat will say he shouldn't run for the office he's running for. Not one.
Look it up.
Think about that.
I know he talked about it. I just saw it.
Jones, something isn't there?
Yeah. Skinny black guy.
I think his first name begins with J, like Jamie Jones or something like that.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Right. Skinny African American.
This is the rhetoric they caused. This is the rhetoric. That the
But when it's them, you're
Party
supposed to go, oh, no, that didn't really happen. Anyway, guys, all right, listen. So I think we're out of here now. I think we're done. We just hit. We're coming up on the hour mark. We did an hour for you.
We're going to do another one next week. What I'm going to do is next Tuesday.
And we're going to bring Sal back, man. We're going to throw on. I got a couple of skits I think we're going to have some fun with.
I'm going to do a little video next week by Fox News with the mental disorder people.
I might go over there just to have some fun with them.
My friends, wait till you see the video I'm going to do. You're going to see
the
anger. I don't even talk to them.
Listen,
You're going to see.
If I do go over, it'll be just for you.
Right.
Just so you could see me have some fun with these people.
You have to see this.
It's going to be a pain in the ass for me to do because my legs been hurting me lately. But I'll try just for you. But you got to promise to watch my video, and you got to promise to hit the like and subscribe. Listen, I never asked you guys to do that.
It's going to be fun.
But I got to ask you now to please hit the like. Please hit the subscribe if you haven't. We love doing these shows for you, but we really would like to know that there's people out there actually watching them. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to cost you a dime.
No,
but what will cost you a dime is
go to St. Jude.
St. Jude. Shriners. Go, keep going.
Shriners, Tunnel for Towers, Wounded Warriors.
Right, Wounded Warriors. You got it.
Okay.
And any of these are great, fantastic.
No, these are the people.
Fantastic charities.
Wounded Warriors that defended our country.
Yeah.
And you got these young kids.
Oh my God!
Who put a smile on their face every day, and then wait. Dude, I'm going to tell you right now. God. Wait till I do the video with these people. You're going to see the anger in their face.
No, I'm going to tell you something.
And look at these young kids.
So at least once a day, I get asked, "Why are you so happy all the time?" Because honestly, I walk around with a smile. I walk around with a smile for 2 reasons.
Same
One, the people who like one, the people who like me are real happy I'm smiling, and the people who don't like me are really pissed off that I'm smiling. So it works out perfect for me. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I get.
So people turn around to me and they'll go, "Listen, why are you so happy all the time?" And I'll go, "Listen, you got a TV?" And they go, "Yeah." And I'll say, "You ever see the Shriners commercials or the St. Jude commercials?"
St. Jude, both of them, yeah.
These are kids walking around without arms. They're walking around with bands of steel in their back.
Right.
And you know what
they're doing?
They're fucking singing.
Smiling.
They're singing.
Smiling and playing.
No. And you think you got the fucking right to walk around with a smug face on for some fucking reason?
Right. You're walking around, you got a job.
You got a headache? Oh my God. No, not that.
You didn't get your latte coffee.
Wow, shit.
Right?
You know, he's only in a wheelchair and can't move anything but his fucking tongue. But you got a headache, right? That's why you smile. You smile because it's only a fucking headache.
Right. Right? You smile because you wake up every day and you can walk, talk. Listen, and one of those things, you know what they do? They got guys, the kids in a wheelchair. Guess what they're doing? Playing basketball.
Yeah. Dude, the commercial for Christmas drives me crazy.
Yeah. Right.
It drives me fucking nuts.
Right.
I'll be home
because
for Christmas.
The more we give, the more they get.
And then you got that little kid, the little African American kid.
Yeah.
You can count on me. And I mean, I swear I start to well up. I'm not kidding.
But
then that other one reminds me of my daughter, the girl who's sitting on that little chair. I think she's missing her lower legs, if I remember right.
Yes.
And she's like, she's just so damn cute. She reminds me so much of my daughter. It's not funny. So it's like, you know, these are things that I look at that and I go, how can I walk around with a freaking angry face on, man?
That's right.
I can walk. I'm in a lot of pain all the time, but I can walk
every day of our lives.
And I have enough food. And listen, you got a choice. Happiness is a choice. You either choose to be or not to be. Your choice. Right. That is the question.
Right, they're not even that. Just like the
whether 'tis noble to suffer the slings and arrows.
But you look at the St. Jude. You look at the little kids that could die very soon. They don't have long life, and they're still happy. They're playing. So I agree with my brother. All these people. I'm always smiling, happy. I'm happy to be alive.
It's a great reason to be happy. Guys, have a great day. We love you.
Listen, we love you, and we're going to show you the video next week.
Yeah, and I promise you, there'll be some real funny skits coming up in the next.
We're going to have a ball. Take care. Be safe.
And we're outie.